Aquaman continues to do a lot of screenings. We're going to break down what people are saying about the film and ask the question that's on everybody's mind. Is this going to be the movie to save the DC Extended Universe? Are they calling it the DC Extended Universe? Or DC Films? Nobody knows? Awesome. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Now, before we get into this news, I need to shout out Pina220. We got the nerd card question correct from my Marvel video yesterday. You definitely know your stuff when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so shout out to you, and we will do another nerd card question at the end of this video. So, Aquaman. It is no secret that this is the only movie that DC Films has coming out this year. It's no secret that this movie was delayed from last year, and it's no secret that DC Films is in kind of a tailspin of negativity. Now, the question on a lot of people's minds when it comes to Aquaman is this movie going to set things right? Is this going to put the DC Extended Universe back on track, bring back disgruntled fans, make a big box office, and get people excited for not only the next DC movie, but DC movies in the future? And as I said at the top, it's been doing a lot of screenings and very cool promotion to get the word out there for the film. And we're going to break down what some people are saying about these screenings so that we can kind of surmise what to expect as far as quality is concerned with this movie. Now, I should mention, of course, these are not official reviews. They're not even from reviewers in a lot of ways. You know, these screenings are more or less for the public, but some people have been talking about what they saw, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be on Reddit, or whatever. So this kind of gives us our first look at what to expect from the movie. I kind of call them early reviews of a kind. So let's talk about what people are saying. There's a lot of positivity when it comes to Aquaman. It's had screenings very early in this week, which I think were on Monday, and then it had some screenings just yesterday in New York. Now, remember, there were screenings for this movie actually about a month ago, and at that time, I think it was kind of a different cut of the movie than they are playing around with now. And whatever this new cut is, it seems to be getting a lot more positivity. So, you know, they learned from the screenings they had about a month ago, made a few little tweaks here and there, and I think they've got a better movie. There are some people saying this is the best of the DCEU. A lot of people saying it's at least in the top tier of the DCU and not, you know, something like Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, or Justice League. This is a good one. Now, some of the more interesting things that people are saying is that the fantasy element for this film is just so clutch and really, really comes across really well in both the story and the setting. Some people are saying it's like Lord of the Rings underwater. That sounds pretty dope. Other people saying it's like Star Wars underwater, and you know how I feel about my Star Wars, so that's pretty cool as well. There was an interesting comment made by somebody from The Hollywood Reporter, basically saying it's like an afternoon visit at the aquarium mixed with an MMA match in a good way. Don't know exactly what that means, but it sounds pretty dope. So like I said, a lot of positivity, though there are some negative things coming out about the film. I mean, some people say it's just too contrived. It's just too basic of a plot. It's not going to surprise you at all. Some people saying it still feels like that Phase 1 MCU movie. So depending on how you feel about Phase 1 in the MCU, that might be good or bad to you. Some people were hitting the score, saying the score is not as epic as it should be. Some people talking about the relationship and chemistry between Mira and Aquaman, saying it's really hit or miss. But even those people are saying it's not something that completely drags the film down. It just kind of gives it like that mediocre Hollywood, you know, blockbuster vibe. So overall, I would say that when I look at what people are saying about the movie, it's good but not great with a lean towards positive. And for me, that's a really good thing. It's not like, you know, what was happening with Justice League where a lot of people were saying, wow, this movie's going to be garbage, and it ended up being pretty stinking bad. So, you know, just having a good movie is a good step forward for the DCEU. And like I said, they've had so much time with this movie. There's no excuse for these effects not to look mind-blowing. I'm actually really, really interested in how it is all going to look. You know, they've been releasing some behind-the-scenes footage lately talking about how they ended up doing the underwater effects. I think it's very interesting. I like James Wan a lot, so of course, just looking forward to see what he gives us. So I think it's safe to say that this movie's not going to necessarily wash out the bad taste of movies like Batman v Superman or Justice League, but it will probably be just a really good movie, very enjoyable blockbuster fun that you can check out with the family. It will establish Aquaman as a much cooler character and probably set some more expectations and anticipation for the next DC film. So it's not going to save the DCEU, in my opinion. It'll probably just keep it afloat. That's an Aquaman joke, the water and stuff. Now, what else is interesting with this is it kind of seems like Jason Momoa and this whole team here is really fighting for their own sequel and perhaps the future of this character in this shared universe. I mean, we really do not know what DC is planning. There's just so much weirdness when it comes to the rumors with the Batman movie, Batfleck, Matt Reeves, Henry Cavill. Is he done as Superman? Is this next Wonder Woman movie going to reset the universe? Will we ever see that Flash movie? I mean, you know the drill at this point. But I think that DC, when I look at what they're doing kind of behind the scenes, it really seems like if Aquaman is a financial success, it will just make it so we will get another Aquaman movie. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? You go in there, if you really like it, support it, see it multiple times, and then you'll probably get another go with this character. As far as if this movie will be financially successful, man, it is looking kind of risque for this movie. It has massive competition in the same weekend that it opens. There's the Bumblebee Transformers spin-off movie and the Mary Poppins movie, which is getting a lot of good buzz and will definitely take a chunk out of the Aquaman box office for casual fans, for families going out at that time of the year. Now, because of this really, really fierce competition in its opening weekend, Aquaman is doing some very cool things with its promotion. I mean, it's screening the hell out of this thing. That's building a lot of buzz. As I said, there's that behind the scenes TV spot that came out talking a lot about James Wan, the creative process, Jason Momoa, how much he loves playing the character. I think that's pretty cool. And on top of all of that, they just did a really interesting thing with Amazon where members of Amazon Prime are going to be able to see this movie early. And that will be really cool. So not only will that help build buzz for the thing, it's going to probably stretch the box office a bit more. So in this very interesting, very competitive holiday season when it comes to movies, I'm glad that Aquaman's being creative with its promotion. We're just going to have to wait and see. I really don't know what it's going to end up doing in the box office. Hopefully it has some legs and will make enough revenue to warrant a sequel. But that is the news out there. Guys, we're getting early review-ish kind of looks at what Aquaman will be like. It's going to be really interesting to see how it does. So let me know, what do you think about what people are saying about this movie? Are you personally excited to go check it out? And how do you think it's going to do in December with this very competitive box office lineup? Whatever you're thinking about that or anything at all, let me know in the comment section below. All right, let's check that nerd card before we get out of here. I want to know, what is the name of the character that Willem Dafoe is playing in the Aquaman movie? It's a classic comic book character. I want to know, what is the name of the character that Willem Dafoe is playing in Aquaman? And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and nerdy day, and I will see you in the next video.